The Fed's efforts to dismantle a major drug cartel is taking shape right here in the St. Louis region. Alleged local drug traffickers were busted a few years ago, but the investigation didn't stop. As Fox Files investigator Chad Mira reports, this drug case has now led to accusations of terrorism.
Despite appearances, this is not your typical drug case. What started as a local drug bust has led investigators down a long road. There have been raids and a shootout and now dozens of indictments leading all the way across the country down to the Sinaloa cartel.
We don't have to live this way.
It's not your typical drug bust.
We don't have to live in a world where cartels can lawlessly operate with impunity.
What started with a local drug investigation spiraled into something much, much bigger. Charles Evans, a St. Charles-based auto broker, was one of a dozen people indicted back in 2023 tied to a local drug organization. He's one of the first to be sentenced.
Mr. Evans was tangentially involved. He was a minor, if not minimal, participant in this case.
Evans admitted he coordinated the shipment of a Honda Odyssey like this one. It was loaded onto a car hauler headed to St. Louis. In the floorboard of that van, 27 kilograms of meth from the West Coast. In the words of the judge, enough meth to wipe out St. Clair County. His sentence, 1 day with credit for time served. His attorney argues he was willfully blind to how the alleged buyers were using his business.
He would not have had a role in this conspiracy at all. And it was really doing an accommodation for his father-in-law that got him into trouble.
Now his father-in-law is named in a new federal indictment that claims those drugs traced all the way back to the Sinaloa cartel in Mexico.
We don't have to live in a world where they can flood our country with drugs.
From the 11 other local suspects, we get a clearer idea of how investigators connected the dots. Defendants who have pleaded guilty have submitted stipulations of facts admitting their roles. In one, a person claimed to buy drugs from a source of supply in Chicago. Another man said drugs were stored in his St. Louis warehouse. Others to help deal the drugs. Another defendant claimed to run drug proceeds to Arizona. And a woman said she helped launder money to Mexico. Several of the defendants said they were working with Earl Frank out of O'Fallon, Illinois. An ATF affidavit says on June 6, 2025, federal agents tried to arrest Frank, who was staying in a motel room tucked away in the back of the Royal Budget Inn in East St. Louis. When a deputy U.S. Marshal opened the door, investigators say Frank fired at them, but missed. After a 15-minute standoff, he was taken into custody. With these local suspects in custody, investigators continued to trace the drugs.
And they operate through a distribution network.